How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious. Welcome to the channel. Let's get right into it. You can see from behind me, we received an update reward this morning. That's because we got a new update, another surprise update. Maybe some of you missed it. It wasn't on your radar. But let me tell you, this is one of the greatest updates in the history of Watch of Realms. Though, when we go through it, you will see it's only a couple lines of text, so don't worry, this will be a short video. Those lines of text contain powerful information, incredible stuff that has already arrived in the game. Very quickly, guys, you're going to see later on in this video when the sun is moving, I get this like light glitch on my face. I apologize. I know it's going to bother some people. I've already sorted it out so it won't happen again. I'm in New York filming at my parents' house right now, so I had a light issue. Won't happen again. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the video. So the update took place overnight last time. If you're in the Western Hemisphere, you know, Asia, Europe, early hours of the morning to late morning if you're in Australia or something. Point is, the update happened. It was simple. It was clean. It was beautiful. So here are your 300 diamonds. Let's go ahead and claim that. You'll also see we got 300 diamonds here for issues with mailbox. I'm not going to get into it now. I'll get into it in a video tomorrow. But the issues with mailbox were so much more than issues with mailbox and were actually terrible and a really, really awful thing for the balance of the game. It seems like very few people exploited that. I will talk about it a little tomorrow. I need to talk to the devs first. Looks like they wrapped it up, but I will tell you, I'm kind of disturbed by them kind of brushing this away as issues with mailbox, because it was not that. It was issues with people exploiting thousands of dollars of resources for free because of this over here. When I say this over here, this is the last thing we'll talk about before the update. This will be a separate video tomorrow as well, talking about how to transfer your account information if you are in America. So the publisher for Watch of Realms, it's now Watch of Realms United States. It's like a new version. It went from Newverse and Moonton Games to Skystone. I talked about this in the past. We'll have a whole video breaking down tomorrow, but that's where that weird mailbox stuff came from. So let's get into it. This is the update right here. I told you, it is short, and it is sweet. It already happened, so you can already enjoy all these things. And there's one huge thing I'll just tell you. We'll talk about at the end because it's the best part. But this right here, the custom gear recommendations now have essential attributes. This is a feature I have wanted since the introduction of gear recommendation settings 6 months ago. I know you guys really, really seem to like my gear codes, as we call them. Well, if you like them, get excited. You're getting new codes tomorrow. But I'm going to break down why the new codes will definitively be more powerful than anything I've created before and will be the best ever. Seriously. But every bit of text here is important. So let's jump in. You can see they're basically calling it two sections. There's PvP. It's just arena. Nothing here about Guild Wars. This is arena. And then there's other. All the juicy juices in other. However, let's not take away from how exciting the changes to Arena are. There's a new season of Arena now, and they're saying the following stages will have new monster mechanics and new maps. And those following stages are every single mode in Arena. Anti-air, AoE, single target, all of those DPS challenges. All of those have gotten new maps, which ideally should lead to a new meta, maybe a couple new heroes emerging. I really hope so, because when it comes to specifically Arena, in general, the PvP in Watch of Realms I think is very stale, and it's a very stagnant meta. But specifically in Arena, it is the stalest of any game I've ever played in my life. There's so many things I can say, especially in this genre, that Watch of Realms is the best at for any game I've played in my life. The Arena, for how boring and repetitive the meta is, it's as bad as I've ever seen. It really, really is. You know, so often when you get higher up, you'll just see the same page of the same, sometimes only 5 heroes. Every team is the same. Occasionally it's like 6 or 7 different heroes that those five hero teams are made up of. But you guys know what I'm talking about. It's stale as heck. So maybe this disrupts it. On top of that, now arena fights, if you go deep into them, will last 9 rounds instead of 8. That actually happened with the last surprise update a couple days ago. But combine that with the new maps, pretty exciting. Also new monsters and monster mechanics. We're all going to have to learn this over the next couple weeks, but there should be a lot of new things, and hopefully this breathes life into the worst game mode in the game, in my personal opinion. I know there's some people that like Arena, but I know the vast majority are like me. Maybe not everyone hates it as much as I do, but a lot of people really don't like it. So, and it's not like I'm bad at Arena or whatever. People like to rag on me for that a little bit. I've never missed Overlord ever since I think my 4th week in the game. Obviously, I have a good account. I've never pushed for Apex. If you guys want to see that, let me know. But it's just like, cool, I have an A3 Ingrid. That's basically what it'd be, and I've got very good gear. And then it's like, am I willing to stay up and do boring stuff? And if it's like single target, I lose. I don't have Valderon, right? Or I don't have Praetus. So it's basically like, maybe I take a shot on AoE where I'll probably still lose because I don't have Praetus. And then anti-air, if it was anti-air at the end of the week, I would get Apex. We've got enough options. A3 Ingrid, Ix, all the things I need. We got Yovar now. So if you really want, we'll do it. But you'll see, this is the really key thing before we move on to the best stuff in others. With the new season, now that it's new maps, new monsters, there's an extra round, your previous auto fight records, so whatever teams you preloaded with gear, with placements, with timings for offense and defense, they are, as of this morning, wiped clean. So be sure to reset those. Otherwise, you're going to get lit up when you're on defense, and your offense is going to suck, and you're not going to understand why. It's because none of the gear is going to be saved, none of the artifacts are going to be saved, none of the placements, none of the timings. Also, they've got this little thing now, you can get a preview of the next round's monster spawns. That's really cool. I mean, eventually when you get into Arena, I've gotten into it enough in the past, like you memorize like what each round is, but knowing what's coming with the preview, that's pretty cool. All right, let's talk about the best thing. Custom gear. Actually, no, I want to save it for the end. Sorry. Let's skip ahead. Added gear set effect description view when editing plans. So when you're in your gear plans, now you can already see. I never edit my gear plans like this, but you can do them like basically you go to plan and you save the plan, or you can load up a plan and then go here and custom edit that plan. So now if you click on any of these pieces, before they weren't showing what the set bonuses gave, now they do. I didn't even know they didn't show that. But the key thing, well, let's jump to the third bullet. I already remember what it is. Not too hard. There's only 4 bullets. Now you previously were limited at 50 gear plans, which was never felt like enough. Now we've got 70, or is it 80? Let's actually go look. All right, let me stand corrected. It is 80, not 70. So even better, the space increased by 60%. That's pretty dang dramatic, and that's really good, especially for like anyone that cares about min-maxing their account. I think people don't understand the true power of gear plans. Essentially, having gear plans and knowing how to use them with low effort allows you to need so much less on your account, so the best stuff is being used everywhere. So the best gear is used on the right heroes for all content. So why is this important? People are like, the gear grind is so hard in Watcher of Realms. Well, it kind of needs to be, because we have free movement of gear, and it only takes a couple good sets. 3 or 4 Soulbound Arcana sets, 2 or 3 Infernal Roar sets, a couple healer sets, a couple Invig sets, any of the new stuff, a couple tank sets. That's all you need to completely dominate the endgame, because you can move it all around. Can I make like 8, maybe 7 or 8 good Soulbound Arcana sets? Yes. However, on my account, I only use 3 or 4 for any content, because I can move them around as I need. That is so powerful, getting the most bang for your buck out of the best equipment, the best gear, the best everything your account has to offer. So if you want to push, learn how gear plans work. I've got a video on it. I've got like a War Basics video on gear plans. Having 80 now just adds extra customizability. Apparently search is coming to that, so you can search like Ingrid or, Sung Wukong, whatever you guys like to search. It should be really good. Okay, let's do the second most important thing, and then we're going to wrap it up with the most important thing, the gear recommendation settings. And like I said, your new codes will come out tomorrow. I promise. So you can see here, increased Demon Soldier drop rate in the gear raids. So anyone that has reached the late or end game, or is earlier mid game and just has started to care at all about Guild Wars, you will know how important Demon Soldiers are. And frankly, when you truly reach the end game, there's not much left to do. Like I said, you only need so much good gear. Of course, you can always refine it a little tiny bit, but frankly, you're going to reach the point where your gear is near perfection or getting close to it. The place you really need to improve is, maybe farming up stuff for the Forge to get the special tier 3 gear and the exclusive stuff for battle power, but it's really making your demon soldiers as powerful and high level as possible. And the way you do that is by farming the gear raids, right? And the drop rates on some of these are so insanely paltry, it is crazy. It actually took me, guys, I'm no exaggeration, it took me over 7 weeks of daily farming. I did the math, it was almost 20,000 runs to get my necromancers the final 5 drops, 50 fragments, 50 shards of them I needed to get them level 5. If you guys want to see that video, let me know. I was so strung out in the video, I was like, maybe I won't post this. But that's how crazy it is and how bad the drop rates are, especially because, and you'll see this when I post the Gear Aid 3 rate study this weekend at some point. I'm finally going to publish it. I promise. We just finished making it look pretty. But you'll see there's not an even distribution among these, right? So, for example, right now, if you're farming Gear Raid 1, it's far more likely for the Scourges to drop than a Necromancer, something like that, something you might really be hunting. Or even these guys, who are not as rare as the Necromancer, but also drop from Gear Raid 1. And yeah, you get the picture. So with this update, and we're already seeing it as of today, I've got proof I'm going to show you right now. Thank you, R-Type, for sharing me these images, or sharing these images with me. They've fairly dramatically increased the Demon Soldier drop rate. I've been getting a lot of messages about it, so obviously what I'm going to show you now is a small sample size, but R-Type has been farming Gear Raid 1 today. First seed at 121 runs, 121, and you can see in total he got 70 epic Demon Soldier drops and 1 legendary drop. So we got the Bookkeeper, 50 Scourge. Obviously, they are far more likely from Gear Raid 1. Every Gear Raid has like that 1 epic Demon Soldier that's a lot more popular. And then here you can see we got the Abyssal Beholders, I think these guys are called, and then the little Speed Boys. That's a lot of drops, 70 epics and 1 legendary. That of course it could happen. You're on some god seed or you're just really lucky. It could happen previously, but you wouldn't really expect it. And now this has happened, his first 121 runs after they said they boosted the rates, I really do think they boosted the rates in a real way. Here's some more proof. He did 87 more runs, and you can see he got another 30 Scourge, 20 of the Suicide Bug Bombers, 10 of the White Tower Mages. So what is that? 60 more, so 6 more epic drops, 60 more shards, and he even got a mythic. So we're talking 60 and 1 mythic from 87, and then we're talking 70 and 1 legendary from 121. I mean, those rates are a whole nother level. Ask any endgame player. That is a big step up. So this really changes how people can compete in Guild Wars and how things will grow. It's really cool. It's really cool. Let's talk about the best thing. Essential stats. I actually think, I don't know if I call it essential or required. I think I might have used that terminology in the past, so they might have ripped this from one of my videos, which I'd be flattered by. Basically, you can set the substats that you want in the gear recommendation settings. That's what I do for you guys when you import my code. Look out for that video tomorrow. However, now you can say essential attributes. So not just please include 3 of the 4 secondary attributes, but actually you can say please include 3 of these 5 and make sure 2 of the 3 are these 2 because those are essential. So you'll see this a ton in tomorrow's video because all the rules are going to kind of change and tweak in little ways to become a lot more perfect because now there's a lot more control. But I already made an example for you right now. So if you want to know how to get to the gear recommendation settings, click on your character, go to gear, click on the gear, click on sell, click on recommendation settings, and then you can see any of the rules right here, right? So if we go to the 3-piece sets, I had made an example. Let me find it. Oh, obviously it's at the top because it's the one I just changed. So you can see previously I would do rules like this. So the way this rule used to look, the primary attribute was attack bonus, crit damage, or attack speed, and then you had to pick 3 of the 4, and of those 4, we would do something like this. So you can see it in this example here if I go to attack DPS 2. So here's attack bonus, crit damage. So basically this is saying the main stat needs to be attack bonus or crit damage, and then we need 3 of the following 4, but it basically requires the 3. It makes them all required and nice and narrow, because if the main stat is crit damage, the secondary attribute can't be crit damage, which means you need these 3. If the main stat is attack bonus, the secondary attribute can't be this, which means you need 1, 2, these 3, right? Now, we can actually tight focus on main stat, as you can see I've designed here, make the primary attribute attack bonus, for all the right side gear, then give a whole crop of secondary attributes, and then say, but these 2 I really need. So I'm saying I want all 4, baby. This is how picky you can get, and this is really an end game thing, but it's going to have like a lot of capabilities with early and mid game stuff as well, as you'll see in the rules tomorrow. But just see how powerful this is. So the main stat needs to be attack bonus. And the secondary attributes need to be 4 of flat attack, attack bonus, rage regen, crit rate, crit damage, attack speed. I can actually already click off attack bonus for this example because obviously the main stat is attack bonus, so that can't be a secondary stat. So we have these 5 that the 4 can choose from, but actually It's just one that 3 can choose from because I'm hard locking in crit rate and crit damage. So I hope the picture is coming in. So I'm saying I need pieces that have attack bonus, crit rate, and crit damage. So attack bonus main stat, crit rate and crit damage substat. And then I need 2 more substats. So it's really 2 of the 3. 2 more substats of the following 3. This is where we get liberal with it. So this actually, you're getting a lot more power out of just one rule, and you're making sure you're getting exactly what you need. Exactly. You could get broader, right? You could throw in here for the secondary stats. We can throw an HP bonus. Maybe even you're fine with flat HP. That works on a lot of DPS. You can save that. And now all of a sudden it's like, okay, for sure I want one of the good sets or one of the sets that can be ascended to the best tier 2 sets, right? Insight through Night Terror, or the nice red and gold on top. I want attack bonus as the main stat. I am requiring crit rate and crit damage, but I want four substats for sure. 2 of them have to be crit rate and crit damage. The remaining 2 can be out of this group here of flat attack, flat HP, HP bonus, rage regen, and attack speed. And it just gets a lot better. So you can use this in a lot of different ways. Here's a good example. Let's say you want to do healer weapon, right? So let me actually just find that for you right now. I'm not going to live do it on the fly, but I can give you a good picture of it. So right now, this is like an endgame rule. You can see we're saying we want all 3 of the following substats on the weapon: HP bonus, heal effect, and attack speed. But let's say you're mid-game, and this probably will appear in the mid-game rules. We really just need HP bonus and attack speed, and then I just want one other substat that I like. So what you could do is, all right, I will do it live. What you can do is pick of the 3. The essential ones are HP bonus and attack speed, and then we can throw into the mix. We know we're getting HP bonus and attack speed, but I'm okay with heal effect. I actually would be okay with defense bonus for a little tankiness, and actually I'd be really thrilled with flat HP. So now a lot more gear, and only the right gear makes it through. So this is saying I need 3 substats. 2 of them have to be HP bonus and attack speed, but the last one can be from the remainder. So the last one can be defense bonus, flat HP, or heal effect. I hope that makes sense. I kind of got into the weeds. We'll get more into it tomorrow, but I am thrilled about this. The gear rules, everything about them it's going to be more powerful than ever. As always, I'll have mid-game rules that come out tomorrow, and I will have end-game rules or late end-game rules. Don't worry, I'll explain who should use what rules. But all in all, this is a god tier update. I know it doesn't seem like much, but this update is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. There's one thing I didn't talk about. You may wonder. It's the Soul Cadence thing. I think a lot of people have talked about it. I've talked about it a lot on stream. I think people need to see it in action, and I can make a video on it if you want. It's just hard because I can't toggle the new buff on and off. I promise you this is a straight buff for 99% of content. He is so much better now. He is a god, and he was already fantastic. So you're saying only 2 faction team members get the boost? They're never running more than 2 other DPS with Soul Cadence in 99% of content. So he's just insane now, and the extra little bursts he does all the time, the extra splash, it's crazy. He's crazy. He already was crazy, and he's crazier. If you want a whole video on Soul Cadence, let me know. But that's the update, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you like my stuff, subscribe to the channel. Share with your mother. I've been Fastidious, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.